Boom! Good morning, everybody. How the heck are you? Dr. Vong here. Welcome to Transformation Day number 2. We're going to talk about Armour from Bree Brown's talk here. It's going to be awesome. All right. It's not going to be quite as long as yesterday's. This is a very a newer video that the tribe has been following. But let me know where you're watching from. I'll put up some comments and we'll go from there. Good morning. Robin Davis is watching on Facebook. Kim Lucas is watching on Facebook. Good morning, everybody. Hit the share button for me. Not your friend share, not Sonny and share. Good morning, Yin Yang. Good morning, Liz Barrow. Good morning, Holly Joe, Carla Bradley, Margie, Facebook user. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing good. Hit the share button for me. If you don't know how to hit the share button, you can watch it on my fan page on Facebook, and that's shareable. If you're in my private group, the paid group, it's not shareable, obviously, because it's a private group. On YouTube, you can tag people. Yesterday we had 350 people watching at one point on all the different platforms. I'd like to see that get over 400. Can we do 400? What's up, Huey? Tracy Pashley, Christina Whitaker, Gina Gillis. Good morning, everybody. How is everyone doing? Good morning. Joan Kovacs is with me. Yay. So not much in the news. Why are you watching? So this is Transformation Day number 2. I have a private group, a paid group that I go live in every single day. And actually today is number 791 of the lives. I've gone live every single day for 791 days, over 2 years now. And every now and then I open up the private group. And so that's what we're doing right now. The group is open for joining. You can join in May. Yesterday was technically the first day of May for our group. So if you want to join, if you've enjoyed yesterday, if you'll enjoy today, www.weightlosschallenge.com. You can check it out. Just see if it's for you. Maybe it's not for you. Weightlosschallenge.com. But regardless, I'll be here live for the next few days. Just enjoy, get some teaching, get some inspiration, get some motivation. Where are you watching from? Just put in real quick. Where are you watching from? Are you in the tribe? Not in the tribe? New to it? Where are you watching from? And I like to show that we're international. I was going back and reading the comments yesterday from yesterday's live, and there were just so many people all over the world. Haiti, Netherlands, Philippines, South Africa, so much, like Maine, Kentucky, California. It's pretty cool. We're all over the place. Tess is in Michigan. Elena Wolf is in California. South Cassandra is watching on YouTube. Kia Randolph is in Wisconsin. Yep, weightlosschallenge.com if you want to check it out. It's totally awesome. Holly Joe pays for the group. Christopher, watching from Canada. Good day. How are you? All right. Connecticut, I assume. Tara Roberts, you're watching me on YouTube? That's funny. She's in our paid group. So that's pretty cool. All right. That's awesome. Where are my international people? Tucson, Arizona. Where are all my internationals? Comment if you're international. Racine, Texas is its own country, basically, right, Joni? I'm in Houston myself. New Orleans, Melody. I love New Orleans. Montana, that's like a country to itself, too. Here we go. Janine, are you really watching from Japan? That's crazy. Jean is also in Japan. Wow. Steve Lloyd, my buddy, living the dream. What's up, Steve? I'm mad. You didn't invite me to the boat. So not cool, Steve. So not cool. Look at all these people. Ottawa, Canada is in the house. All right. You're on the res. Uh-oh. Oregon. Look at all these people. That's awesome. Where am I in international people? McAllen, Texas. I'm sorry you're in McAllen. Just kidding. Let's see. Yep, Steve Lloyd is chilling in the Bahamas right now on his big-ass yacht. Yeah, everybody give my buddy Steve Lloyd a follow. He's awesome. Renee Craig in Australia. What part? I love Australia. Mandy Atherton came all the way from the UK to meet me in San Diego last month. How cool is that, right? Okay, so that's enough of that. Totally move this. So not much in the, so This is what I do every single morning on weightloschallenge.com. And today's day 791. But I open up the challenge 2-3 times a year. And so it's currently open if you'd like to check it out. But for the next few days, I'm going to do what's called the transformation days. You can join the live, and I will share some nuggets of wisdom. It's always based around a YouTube video. So this was a 11-minute video. I'll put the link in the description of Bree Brown's video. And after I do the news, we'll get into this, but not much of the news, man. It's all about Ukraine war, some bad actors, Biden, Putin, Trump, Interestingly, a childhood hero of mine, Boris Becker, tennis great, was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison. And he's older than me. I'm 49. So, he's probably a good 55, 60 years old almost, 58 probably. And he's going away to jail for 2.5 years for lying on his bankruptcy documents. He hid money. And so don't. And I'm going to tell you, if you want to stay out of prison, don't mess with drugs and don't mess with money. Like, don't be sneaky about your money, man. Do everything legit and you'll stay out of prison. And look at this face. I wouldn't do well in prison. You know what I mean? Look at these guns. Like, that's not going to do. I'm not going to do good in prison. So what else in the news? The stock market ended horribly, had its worst month, since March of 2020 when the whole pandemic started. Dow Jones dropped 1,000 points yesterday. So I think we're in the beginning of. What do you think, Steve Lloyd? Are we in at the beginning of the ending here? The crash, is a crash coming? I think investors are finally tired of the house of cards. I've been saying this for 2 years, though. I sold my house 3 years ago thinking the market was already inflated, and it went up and up and up and up. You can't time a market. But speaking of which, crypto was sideways down, man. It's dropping down. And remember, crypto always drops before the stock market. So like crypto, if you bought Bitcoin a year ago, I mean, you've lost 30-40%, So boy, I tell you what, it's tricky times. Hit the share button for me, not your friend share, not Sunny and share. Let's get more people in here. We only have about 200 people watching. Let me do a quick COVID talk, Good morning, everybody. Today's April 30, the last day of April. I want to talk real quick about your COVID update. The Omicron and sub-Omicron, the Omicron subvariants. They did a little bit of a push up there in the Northeast, New York, Massachusetts, Vermont, that area, but it hasn't had this huge spike. Now, we are averaging like 80,000 cases here in the United States for the last several days. And I will tell you the hospitalizations are finally starting to go up about 14-15%, 40% up in the Northeast. It kind of depends on where you're living, but it's not this huge increase, which is just as a reminder, there's a lot of vaccine immunity as well as post-infection immunity. The problem with post-infection immunity is we just don't really know how long that's good for. In addition, we're not sure if it's going to affect you from any other variants that come along. Now, I've always said that, these pandemics come in 3 surges. No, we're not on our 5th surge or 8th surge. We've literally have had 2 surges. First one, started the first year. All last year was, we had that Delta surge and then the Omicron. No, when you look back in history, it'll all be one surge from the fall through the Omicron winter. And now we're currently back down. Now, this little blip, I don't think will qualify as a surge, quite honestly. But for those of you watching me from Illinois, the Midwest, Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota, your numbers are going up. I'd be really careful. You either need post-infection immunity or post-vaccination immunity. It's all natural immunity, trust me. So if you are high risk, I would get boosted. If you're definitely high risk, I would get that second booster, so 4 shots total. If you had the Pfizer or the J&J, I would switch to the Moderna. If you had the Moderna, you can stick with the Moderna. You'll be okay. But you're going to see an increase in the Midwest, Colorado, California, Florida. It's starting to come up in those these little areas, it's not going to have a huge surge, but it'll be a little blip. And then one more funky variant. Now, something I've been talking about for the last month, China. Why is China shutting down Shanghai, a city of 25 million people? They've been shut down for a month, and they're just slowly starting to reopen. And also, Beijing, its capital city, also about 20 million people, completely on lockdown. And we're not talking like US lockdown. We mean China, communist China lockdown. You can't leave your house, your apartment, or you're in trouble. Now, I've always asked this question: what do they know that we don't know? Because we have 2.5 years of data on coronavirus now, on SARS-CoV-2. They have their Chinese Sinovac vaccine. They went through a huge vaccination campaign. This time last year, they were back open up in business. So they know something we don't know. I'm telling you, they know something we don't know. And they released this little news insert that was buried. You know, they said they have detected one case of human bird flu transmission. And then in the U.S., we also have a different strain of bird flu that a Colorado man tested positive. So I'm kind of curious if something's happening with coronavirus and bird flu. I'm just saying. And if you think about, Shanghai, which is the largest shipping port in the world, that they would shut down the largest shipping port in the world. It's hurting the supply chain. All your food prices are about to go up. Apple, I don't mean an Apple, I mean your Apple iPhone, your iPad, technology, chips, cars, they're pushing this inflation up again. It's going to keep going up. So, I was looking at a freaking like Dodge Ram pickup truck. A new one popped up on my Facebook feed, a 2022 Dodge Ram pickup truck, Laramie, which is, top of the line, $116,000 for a pickup truck, dude. Who remembers when $100,000 car was like, whoa, top of the line Mercedes or something crazy? A pickup truck, $116,000. It's crazy. So the Fed is scrambling to raise interest rates. I think it's gonna, you're not gonna do a parachute soft landing. I think we're gonna crash hard, and so a lot of people are gonna struggle with this. And I'm here to kind of cut through the noise, but I want to prepare you. There's something funky happening in China that's going to drive interest rates. That's going to stretch this pandemic out a little bit longer. And oh, by the way, Russia's like really screwing up in Ukraine. So go Ukraine. But my people in northern New Mexico are really struggling with wildfires right now. The town where Erica grew up in is the wildfires were about 20 miles away, and the winds changed. And as of last night, the fires are really on the very edge of her town, Las Vegas, New Mexico. So much so that we had to send some friends and family to evacuate her grandmother. And her grandmother's at risk of losing her property. And the fire has also damaged the watershed area. So the town is starting to lose its clean drinking water. We have a horrible wildfire season ahead of us, y'all. So that's only going to add to the stress and anxiety of people. And whatever the fuck is happening in China, man, I'd be very cautious. This is the time to check your insurance policies, find a good therapist, drink your coffee, tequila, vodka, if you got it. Stay strong, everybody. All right, so let's rock and roll. That's it. I hope you'll check out www.weightlosschallenge.com if you're interested in these lives and continuing with us. Hopefully you'll see something that's really helpful for you. Hit the share button for me. Tag some people. We're about to get started. Thank you, Margaret Townsend. All right. I'm assuming this is Sally Meadows. All right. Good morning, Joan Stewart. Where are you watching from? I'll give you a shout out. Diane Colato, Joanne Pasco, Holly Warren Adams is here in my tribe. Thelma's in my tribe. Awesome, everybody. Tag some good people. Katie Hurd is watching from Cincinnati, Ohio. Awesome. Great having you. Yeah, check us out. No, weightlosschallenge.com. Weightlosschallenge.com. Rosemary Schoenberger. All right, all right. Okay, so let's get started. It's going to be a short one today. We're going to talk about the Armour. And now some of you guys are going to get triggered. I promise you. Well, the shit I'm going to say, right? Weightlosschallenge.com. That's it. That's where you want to hit to. Rosie's Murphy, North Carolina. Wanda made it. Michelle offered, thank you. This challenge will change your life. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Cynthia Dales is in our tribe, and she does a weekend exercise challenge for everybody, for us. She's a triple certified trainer, maybe even quadruple. Nancy Cardova, what's up, girl? Good to see you again. I love Austin. That's awesome, Ronnie. Thanks for coming. What's up, Sue Fortune? Krista Poisel, changing your life. All right, let's get going. Short one, 40 minutes, I promise you. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Transformation Day 2. Today's video is a 11-minute video from Bree Brown. We're going to talk about armor. You put on some armor, right, to protect yourself. Now, I'll put the link to the Bree Brown's video in the description, but I want you to really pay attention because it is an excerpt interview from Tim Ferriss and Bree Brown, and she dropped so many golden nuggets. But I got to get something off my chest, right? Now, what I'm about to say is going to offend and trigger the weight loss community. I promise you, the bariatric community, the obesity community, but it is true. So hang with me. Put hanging in the comment section if you're willing to hang with me through this. Like, don't lean back. In the tribe, we call that leaning back. Just lean back, just listen, take it in, okay? So what I want to do, okay, is I want to dispel this myth and comment if you've ever said this, or you've ever thought it, or you've heard somebody say it, okay? We got to get rid of this. You know, when people sit there and they say, you know, I gained weight, Dr. Vong, because the fat was going to be my protection. Have you ever heard anyone say that? Have you ever said, like, have you ever said, you know, like, I gained weight so that people would like, I would be bigger, or people would not abuse me, or somebody would, or men would not notice me, or not whatever, right? Have you ever said that? So it's rampant in the weight loss community, bariatric community, and therapists use it. And a lot of people say that, right? Sarah, Eileen, yes. Jamie Rich, yes. You know, hanging out, yes. Subconsciously, yep, right? So I want to get rid of this, you know, in the bariatric community. We got to stop saying this. It's just not true. Now, you might have thought it, and you might have heard a therapist say it. You might have been in a Facebook group where someone said it, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's totally what I did. I gained weight as an armor. Now, listen, it's a lie. And, you know, don't get triggered. Don't get bothered. Because isn't it true? Aren't there obese people who get sexually molested? I mean, you have to admit, yes, of course there are. Aren't there obese women who get raped? Yes. Aren't a lot of obese people? When you gain the weight, wasn't your husband still an asshole? I mean, when you gain the weight, weren't you still in a verbally abusive relationship? Of course, it did not help you at all, right? Aren't there obese people at jobs that get passed up for promotion? We've studied this. Stanford University released this paper back in the 2010-ish. That showed that the obese people get paid less to do the same job as their skinny counterpart. Obese people get passed up for promotion, you know, more than their skinny counterpart. If you look at the heads of businesses and CEOs, what do they look like? We've studied this, right? On average, they're over 6 foot tall, they're male, and they're white. Now that's starting to like break up a little bit. You know, there are some female CEOs and founders. That's good. It's needed. There's some black-owned businesses, some women-owned businesses, but historically speaking, it's been a 6 foot tall white male. All right. It's, you know, very rarely is it an obese person. Now you have a few, but statistically speaking, it's not the case. So what I've always said is, write this down. Obesity is the last form of acceptable prejudice in the world. Obesity is the last form of acceptable prejudice in the world. You cannot pass up somebody for promotion because of the color of their skin. That's against the law. You cannot pay a gay person less than a straight person. That's against the law. But you can do that to an obese person. So obesity is the last form of acceptable prejudice in the world. Okay? So you're totally right. Fat does not protect you from shit. It kept happening. Now, what my problem is that we have these Facebook groups, these Instagram memes, these therapists, and these support groups where people sit around and they wallow. Listen to me. They wallow in this. Well, this is so. What's happening is they're trying to explain, like, how did you get obese? You know, in America, it's really easy. You know, it's just a few eating a little bit too much. It's really easy to get 30, 40 pounds overweight. But it's harder to get 100 pounds overweight. And it's really hard to get, you know, a couple 100 pounds overweight. Now, when you start talking about My 600-Pound Life, the reason why y'all watch that show is because there's a lot of psychopathology in there. I mean, you're a really damaged person if you let yourself get that big. But let's say you get up to 100, 150, 200 pounds overweight. So you're 300 pounds, let's say, and you've got to justify. I've got to explain, how did you let yourself get this way? So you don't look bad. This is no different than when you're broke or paycheck to paycheck or what, or stressed out. You've got to justify it. Does that make sense? Because the thing that, if you were really honest with yourself and you said, and if I really said, why didn't you stop it at 20 pounds? Why didn't you stop it at 30 pounds? Why didn't you stop it at 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds? You know, well, when I got to 298, I finally said, enough is enough. I'm not like, wow, good for you. 298, huh? Like, why didn't you do it at 198? Why did it take to 298? And then you start justifying, oh, but Dr. V, you don't understand. Like, I grew up this way and I was abused and I was poor and I didn't have my father. You should meet my granddad. He's a psychopath. You know, my dad was a control freak. He's a narcissist. And so what you're telling me is, because you gained 150 pounds, did that protect you from your dad's narcissism? No. Did that protect you from your ex verbally abusing you? No. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lie. It's a lie we tell. Now, we're spending this month of May talking about honesty. So you got to give up these lies. So what I want y'all to do, for the people watching me, is, like, whenever you see this in the bariatric community, you got to call people out on this bullshit, right? Like, oh no, I gained weight so no one would notice me. Are you fucking kidding? No, let's be honest. I'm very sensitive, by the way. I'm very empathic. So some people are like, what an asshole. But no, it's true. Like, the notion that you're 300 pounds and you don't want people to notice you, but you can't fit into the booth. Now, listen, I love you. Comment if you've ever had this experience. You sat down and the chair broke on you, but don't notice me. Oh, nothing happened. Nothing to see here. That, you know, the chair broke on me during the middle of the meeting or during the family reunion, but don't notice me. I gained weight so I wouldn't be noticed. And you're trying to walk between two tables at a restaurant, like, boom, boom. Don't notice me. You're trying to walk down the aisle of the airplane. Oh, don't notice me. You're trying, oh, well, can I get a seatbelt extender? But don't notice. Don't say it out loud. Don't say it out loud. Don't notice me. I want to be a wallflower. I want to be a wallflower. Like, dude. So what we have to do is lovingly be like, like, Mary, really? Is that really why you did it? You know, Because here's the thing about obesity that's different from, let's say, alcoholism. you know, comment if you know like a functioning alcoholic, right? Like they hold a good job, they're probably your boss, but they're probably by noontime they're all, and I mean like hard alcoholics. Like noontime they're already like a pint in. You know what I mean? Before lunch, not drinking every night. It's pandemic, but like you can hide that. I mean, you can hide the drug addiction. You can be like Boris Becker, hide the fact that you're filing bankruptcy, right? You can hide the fact that you're having an affair, right? But obesity, whoa, wait a minute. Like everybody knows. So like when you accept this fact, so honesty, right? Everybody knows. Like what? Wait a minute. Why am I waking up early to watch this shit? Everybody knows. That's your tip. Yeah. Can you be honest? Can you look in the mirror and be like, dude, black is not working, dude. That black dress is not working. The muumuu, the cover up, the jacket. Like, because here, if you had to be honest, right? No horizontal stripes, Dr. V. So, like, I understand. It's no different than Clearasil for a pimple. Like, you're trying to hide this. It's a blemish on your face, so you put a little extra makeup. It is like, I have this underbite, so I try not to be profile. But now I'm just kind of like, okay, fuck, I have an underbite. I have this fat nose. I have this wide Asian nose. I have these reverse eyebrows. Y'all notice that? My eyebrows are reversed. They're fat on the outside and the skinny in the middle. And I used to be like, yeah, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Make it skinny. I used to pinch it like, and but at one point you're like, okay, I have an underbite. I have reverse eyebrows. Now what? Okay. Everybody sees it. Everybody knows. So let's say, so the honesty comes when you go, okay, I'm going to quit covering it up. I'm going to be honest. So May is our weight. This is the first month in over 2 years. First time ever that we're actually focusing on weight loss, even though it's called the weight loss challenge. We actually never focused on weight loss, but this month we are. But we're doing it at a different angle. What we're doing is we're talking about honesty. Can you be honest? Can you be honest? Here's where I am. Here's my highest weight. This is going to be your homework for tomorrow, for May 1st. I'm going to do a post. You're going to say, hey, here's my highest weight. And you might say, I don't know my highest weight. Here's my highest recorded weight. Here's my surgical weight or no surgery. And here's my lowest weight, got down to 145. Here's my current weight, regained back up to 180 or regained up to all of it. And then just, be honest with the numbers. That is super important. This is no different. My friend Steve Lloyd would tell you, you got to be honest with your finances. Like what does your bank account look like? If you want to change your financial life, you got to start with honesty. Honesty about here's my spending habits. Here's what's in the bank. I've got nothing in retirement or very little in retirement. I spent the insurance settlement already, or I'm halfway through the insurance settlement. Whatever it is, I blew it at the Caesar's Palace, whatever. You gotta be radically honest, and that's how it starts. Okay, so let's get to the Bree Brown's talk. This Armour no longer serves you. I want you to write this down. All your reasons for not being confident, all your reasons for not going out, all your insecurities, all your anxieties. Listen, I love you. All the stories you tell, that Armour no longer serves you. It's like, imagine a knight. like armor, right? And you wear your armor to protect you in battle, right? Right? And the battle's over. It's the end of the night, and you go home, and you never take it off. What's the point? The armor's not serving you. You know, firefighters who gear up with their helmets and their fire retardant suits. What if they came home and they just kept wearing that armor? You would go, what are you doing? Like, take it off, dude. Especially topless firefighter, take it off. So we're doing the same thing, except in obesity. We have these reasons. Oh, I don't like the taste of water. Water has no taste. Shut up. Like, it's supposed to be clean. Oh, no, I just can't. I can't give up my diet soda. That attitude is no longer serving you. I can't control myself around carbs. That statement is so stupid because everything has carbs. Vegetables have carbs. What you're really saying is you can't control yourself around junk food. So say it like it is. I can't control myself around junk food. To which then I would say, really? Why not? Oh, blah, blah, blah. So let me look, what's your favorite? It's April. It's that time of year. Your number one drug dealer, your number one, salespeople, the strongest sales force in the world is about to launch on your ass. It's called Girl Scout cookies. The Girl Scouts are out. What's your favorite Girl Scout cookie? Oh, Thin Mints. They don't work. Coke Samoas. Love me some Samoas, Dr. V. Okay. You put some Samoas on the table. Okay. All right. A full big thing. Oreos. We had this joke. I did a line of Oreos. You line up the whole line of Oreos. You do a whole line. Okay. So your Samoas are sitting on the table. Now what? How did they miraculously jump into your mouth? Do they just just float up off the table and circle your head? Like wherever you go to the bathroom, the Samoas are traveling around your head. You go up to bed. No, Dr. V, I'm going to bed. And the Samoas are circling above your head, and you start snoring, and the Samoas find their way into your mouth. No. My dad used to say this about, before he died. He was, when I was in college, he took me to one day to dinner, and he says, "What do you think of money?" I said, "I don't know. I like it." And he puts a dollar bill on the table, and he says, "Is this thing a good thing or a bad thing?" And I said, "Good." He goes, "No, it doesn't care. It's neither. It's just going to sit on the table. It's you who's the problem." I'm like, like how you use it, your attitude towards the dollar. Do you take care of it? Do you make it have babies? More dollars? Do you spend it on junk? Or do you spend it on your future? Do you invest in yourself? Or do you invest in purses? Not me. I wasn't. I mean, people new to me are like, he talked about topless firemen and now he's talking about purses. No. So it's the same thing. The cookie just sits there. It's you. You're the problem. And all your reasons and all your stories no longer serve you. So what Brene Brown says in today's video, that is so awesome. She says the universe comes down, puts her hands on your shoulder, and says, "I'm not fucking around." So I'm not effing around. Universe. I'm not fucking around anymore. You're halfway through life. You're halfway to dead. What are you waiting on? What are you doing? Yesterday's video, Carolyn Myers says, angel comes down from heaven and says, "What do you want? You've been bopping around. Half your life is gone. What is it you want? You've been knocking around down here on earth. and you say, I need to know this thing. I need to know why my dad left me when I was 2. I need to know why my ex was abusive. I need to know why this happened. Why did my mom die of cancer? Why did my grandmother, why did the hospital or the nursing home let my grandmother fall and die? And the angel says, because it did. Because it happened. Or because this person was damaged. Or this person was, abused himself or herself. So what? Now what? Now what? So now you know. You know why your dad left you. You know why your grandpa abused you. You know why you were passed up for the promotion. Now what? So what? Now what? Now what are you going to do? So in today's video, the universe comes down and says, I'm not fucking around. You're halfway to dead. This armor no longer serves you. What you've been holding on to, your reasons, got you everything you see around you. Like look around you right now. Everything. This whiteboard, this house, this piano I can't play, my guitar that I can't play, this O-ring light, it's all based on choices that you've made. Your whole life has led you here. My husband's an asshole. You said I do. You could have ran. But no. We had a fairy tale wedding. So what? No such thing. And they lived happily ever after. No, they don't. It's fucking work. You got to work. What's your problem? Universe says, you're halfway to dead. Now what? And then the universe says, listen, this armor you have on you no longer serves you. Because here's the problem. Armor, while it might have protected you, might have made you feel better in the moment when you were hurting, when you were going through your divorce and it felt good to overeat, or have a pasta coma, have a food coma zona. Comment if you're a pasta girl or guy and you just like a big bowl of pasta and then just kind of like fall asleep, a pasta coma. So this armor, while it might have protected you a little bit, also keeps out your gifts. Whoa! Dude! It's not just protecting you from the good stuff, from the bad stuff. It's also keeping out the good stuff. Can I have an aha here? The armor, your reasons, and by armor, I mean your reasons, your excuses, your stories. It's also keeping out the good shit. Now listen, some of y'all are like, he cusses too much. All right, let me get a little spiritual on you. How about this? What if I said to you, it keeps out your God-given gifts, the things that you were meant to be. Ed Milet, who's an amazing speaker, and he's $500 million. He gives this talk. I've had the privilege of seeing him speak twice, and he says, I've been very successful in life, and I have this influence, but my greatest fear, and he's a spiritual man. He's a heavy believer, and he says, my greatest fear is the day I die, and I go to heaven. And God says to me, Ed, faithful and loyal servant, you did an amazing job on earth. You helped lots of people. You were super successful. But let me introduce you to who I made you to be. And Ed Milet says, my biggest fear is when I meet the person that God made me to be, I wouldn't recognize them. I didn't even come close to what I could have been. Can I have a major aha here? Where you're like, what? If you are from a divine, all-powerful source, if you are created in the image of an almighty God, what keeps you up at night? shouldn't be this little piddly ass shit, right? It should be this fear that I am not becoming the person I was created to be. That should keep you up at night, man. Not what's happening in Ukraine, not politics. The fear that you are also keeping out your God-given gifts. Now, Dr. V, I understand this. Okay, I'm getting it. All right, it's not serving me. The Armour's keeping out my gifts. I have fucked up half of my life. I'm 45, I'm 55, I'm 60, 65, right? I'm 70 years old. What's happening? How do I get rid of this Armour? Now, Bree Brown, in a different video, what she's known for is this. And the answer is vulnerability. Boom! Mic drop right there. The answer is vulnerability. Comment if you're, whoa, wait a minute. You're dropping the vulnerability means you're dropping the Armour, right? That's how, now you're exposed. Now you're going into battle without Armour. You're exposed. You're vulnerable. That's what that means. You give up the stories. You give up the bullshit. You said, hey, on it, husband. Actually, how many of you out here watching me? How many would your husbands be shocked if they actually knew your real weight? What if you actually, next time you go get a driver's license, you actually tell them your real weight? I am really 300 pounds. So you're like, no way. Like, yeah. When you release these lies, these stories, then you are free. This vulnerability. No, Dr. V, I'm scared. Someone's going to hurt me. No, vulnerability is freedom. You can finally be who God created you to be. You can finally become like the person you're meant to be. It's vulnerability. It's the way to do it, Like when I went through my hard times in 2008, 2010, bankruptcy, I was so like, ow, Lord Jesus, stop. Like universe, stop. You think when life comes down, when universe comes down and says, hey, stop fucking around. You think, oh yeah, you're gonna tell me what to do? Like, oh, bring it on. Like, give me your best shot, universe. Give me your best shot, life. You're gonna lose that battle. Life will keep comment if you know what I'm talking about. Is life giving you a bunch of shit right now? You got laid off. Your car breaks down. It's one after the other. Oh, Dr. V, these things come in threes. No, they don't. They keep coming. And like, think about your life. If your life is not where you want it to be, things didn't come in threes. Things have fucking come my whole life. I didn't get this job. My first husband was gay. My second husband was a cheater. Like it just keeps coming. It came a whole life. And average people, and you're not average because you're watching me. Average people go, oh, things come in threes. They say things come in three. No, they don't. Wildfire right now, war in Ukraine. Now we have wildfire. We got pandemic. The market's about to crash. Inflation's through the roof. Like, it doesn't stop, dude. So you're not going to win this battle against the universe. So what you have to say is to the guardian angel, to your spouse, your significant other, your kids, I fucked up. Here's what I did. I cheated on my taxes. Poor Specker. We are paycheck to paycheck. We really can't afford this house. We definitely can't afford the lake house. Like, what do you mean? We're no longer going to the lake house? No, we can't afford it. But it was grandpa's and they left it to you. We can't afford it. You understand? Like, I can't afford to send you to college. I can't afford to repair, the transmission on the car. You have to have this, you have to let down this guard. And when you go see your doctor, I mean, you have to be honest and say, yeah, this is what I'm dealing with. I'm eating at night. I'm eating junk food. Now, I've helped thousands of patients with obesity. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard, I don't know why I'm overweight. I hardly eat. Really? How's that? Really? You hardly eat. What's the second part of the sentence? I hardly eat in front of my husband. I hardly eat in front of my kids. I hardly eat at one meal, but I eat all day long. Now, what's the real answer? That's vulnerability. So it's through this radical transparency, right? What I want to add to you is this word. Like, if you don't do anything, I would do this. Add radical to the word. Radical vulnerability, radical humility, radical transparency, radical transparency. You know, say it like it is, how it is, what's going on. Okay. So Brene Brown in a different video says, here's the problem, right? When you try, Dr. V, I eat to numb the pain. Comment if that's you. I eat to zone out. I eat to hide the feelings. So here's the problem. If you're trying to eat or drink or do drugs to hide the shame or guilt or bad feeling, you cannot, write this down, you cannot selectively keep out feelings. When you numb yourself with food because of the stress, the anxiety, whatever you want to call it, when you numb yourself, you're also numbing the good shit. You're also numbing the same source where that shame comes from is also the birthplace of creativity and inspiration and genius and all your artistic talents and your confidence and your goodness and your kindness. It's all the same source. So the second you start numbing out, comment if you know what I'm saying, because you're starting to say, whoa, wait a minute. Your whole life, you were trying to numb out feeling bad or the history of abuse. And now looking back, you go, you know what? I really wasn't there for my kids. I really couldn't play. I really wasn't intimate with my partner. I really wasn't, I tired out easily. I really couldn't keep up. I really couldn't do all the things because I numbed out all the good stuff. I really limited my creativity. My self-confidence was lacking. So I didn't go for the Broadway play. I didn't move to LA to become an actress. I didn't go to medical school or nursing school because I lacked the confidence. I believed that I wasn't smart enough. It's the birthplace of all of that shit comes from the same place. So you can't do that. You can't selectively numb. No, Dr. V, if I do this, I won't feel anxiety, but I will still get all of the loving and the kindness and all the gifts that the universe is giving me. No, the armor keeps out all of your God-given gifts. Keeps out the good stuff, keeps out the bad stuff. It doesn't, no. It's just armor. Does that make sense? Is this good shit? Is this helpful? Sometimes I feel like I'm just in here like talking to like nobody. Did anyone hear me? Right? And the last thing, and we're going to wrap this up. So, okay, Dr. B, I'm going to stop the bullshit. I'm going to join weightlosschallenge.com. I am going to show up every morning. I'm going to find my tribe, my people that's going to keep me accountable. All right. I'm going to stop it with the bullshit. I'm going to tell my husband today or my wife today, honey, the reason why we're not having sex is I can't lay flat on my back anymore. Okay. I'm 298 pounds. Okay. So you're going to get vulnerable. You're going to let down the lies. You're going to get vulnerable. Hey, babe, we're bank account's low. I have an Amazon box therapy problem. Do you guys know this box therapy thing? It's a thing. Like people make YouTube videos where you buy, you order something from Amazon and then you like slowly open it to see what's in it. And like the whole scratching, like cutting and the tearing of the tape, they call it like box therapy. It's like, woo, makes people feel good. And open it up. And it's like, look, hey, what's in the box today? Okay. So honey, I have a box therapy problem. I've been buying way too much. Okay. So then you let down the armor. You bring up the vulnerability, right? You dial up the vulnerability. You say, okay, Lord, I'm opening up myself to your gifts. Okay, universe, my way doesn't work. Chill out, universe. I got it. I'm hearing you, right? Universe says, I'm not fucking around. You know, you're halfway to dead. And you go, okay, I hear you, Lord. I hear you. So now what, Dr. V? What's the next step? And in today's video, Bree Brown says the last thing you need to do, the answer is curiosity. The answer is curiosity. It's your new superpower. So if I'm gonna like wave my magic wand for all of you watching out there, and I could give you one gift, it's the gift of curiosity. Like, get curious. Get curious about your health, your weight loss, like, macros, micros. Get curious to see how far you can walk. Could I do 10,000 steps? Maybe you can only do 1,000 steps right now. Can you get it up to 10,000? I'm curious. I'm curious to see how much money I can make this year. I'm curious to see, listen to me, if I could take my annual income and turn it into my monthly income. Well, wait, people do that? I did it. No, I haven't done it yet, but that's my goal. So for those of you who don't know, I retired from surgery in 2018, 4.5 years. I'm coming out of retirement to build this ranch, this glamping site in New Mexico. Not anywhere near the fires, but I'll give you more details as that's coming up. But I'm, just doing this, being an influencer. I make more money now than I did as a surgeon. I do. A couple months ago, I surpassed how much how much I used to make as a surgeon. Well, Dr. V, you must be like so super busy. No, that's the problem. I'm not. I work about an hour a day, roughly 10 hours a week. So my 40 hours a month, average work time is 40 hours a week. I do that in a month. And I make more now than I did as a surgeon when I was working 80 hours a week. That makes sense. And I do that 40 hours in a month. So, and why am I telling you that? Curiosity. Okay, so curiosity is your new superpower. Now listen, I don't know where you are in life right now. I don't know where this video finds you today. You might be doing the best ever. You might be struggling. You might be dealing with some shit with the pandemic and maybe a bad cancer diagnosis. I don't know where this video finds you today, but I know because you're watching me, you are, you're not average. You've got gifts inside of you. You're not a quitter. And if I could give you the gift, the Dr. V gift of one thing, it would be the gift of curiosity. Think of it as your superpower. Do the Superman stance, like boom, you stand up tall, hands on your waist, and ta-da, the Wonder Woman pose. That's your new superpower, is curiosity. Let's see what I can do. Let's see how many push-ups I can do. Let's see how far I can swim or bike. Let's see how much money I can make. Let's see how many laughs and jokes I can tell. Let's see how many experiences I can do. Let me see how far I can travel. Let me see how good I can do at work. Let me see how many phone calls I can make at work. Let me see how many projects I can close or wrap up. Curiosity. What's the record? What's the record of sales in my organization? Oh, well, Mary Kay did, she sold, $40,000 last month. Oh, let me see if I can do 41. Dr. V, life's not a competition. You shouldn't make it so, dude, shut up. That's why your life sucks. Dude, we are meant to compete, and you're meant to go after your God-given gifts, and you're meant to become more and do more, right? Just get curious. Start asking. Let down the armor. We all know you're struggling. We're all struggling. We all come with stories. We all have stories, right? Does that make sense? Now, I know there's more in you. Comment if you know there's more in you. Les Brown says, it's his talks, and I'll do the same. Raise your hand. Put me in the comment section. Put me in the comment section if you know If you had your life to do over again, you could do it better. Put me in the comment section. If you know you could do your life over again, you could do it better. Someone put me for Dr. V. I know if I had my life to do over again, I could be a billionaire. I couldn't be president. I wasn't born here. But you understand what I'm saying. I could do it. As great of a life as I have, I could do even more. Universally, everybody. Every time I ask that in an audience, before I speak, 100% of people raise their hands. Right? If you had your life to do over again, I know you could do it better. You know you could do it better. And that's my wish and prayer for you, is that today, starting today, right now, after this video, you just make this decision. You choose the power of choice. I know better. I do better. I know better. I do better. I love you all very much. I'll see you next time. All right, give it up for Dr. V. That's your hour with me. As always, I will edit this down. I'll put it up on YouTube, so you don't have to catch the first 15 minutes. Give me a shout out. And, for the last people hanging on here for the last 5 minutes, I'll call out your name. Maxie Ortiz, stay safe. Up there, it's bad, girl. Hope you're okay. Kim Lucas, love you. Mary Lynn Thalmer, longtime follower, right, Mary Lynn? All right. Jacqueline Skyers, Chi-Town Mom, Kelly Green, what's up? Shout out to everybody. Veronica Salinas. Oh, hold on. Skincare. Rebecca, you watching me on YouTube? That's awesome. The Best is in the house. Let's look at Donna Best. Her nickname is The Best. She's D Best. What a name. I wish that was my last name. Dr. Best. The best doctor. Delphina. Oh, Donna, if you went and got a PhD or an MD, you could be the best doctor. Ha! Butterfly, lovely. Thank you. Geraldine, awesome. Thank you so much. Tamara, for watching. Cindy Wickline, excellent info. Good one. Thank you for always watching. Shayna's awake. Dude, awesome. Auspicious Jay watching on YouTube. All right, Lisa Bryant. www.weightlosschallenge.com if you want to join us. It's currently open for enrollment. I hope you will check it out. I only open up my private tribe a couple times a year. Literally, this is not like a FOMO thing, but if you go to www.weightlosschallenge.com, what's up, New Mexico? You can enroll, and I go live every single day. Today is day 791 in the group, 791 in the group. So every single day. All right. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow, same time. Wanda Smith. All right. Thank you so much. You're on fire. Yeah, you have a great weekend also. 40 weeks, 1 day. You're due, baby. All right. So weightlosschallenge.com. There you go. Thank you, Margaret. Just check out weightlosschallenge.com and enroll. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow for our final day. Maybe Monday if I feel like it. But you get the idea. Love you guys. Have an amazing day. Bye, guys.